Welcome, everyone. So I'll let all the people in. I see that many people have registered for today, and we all want you to have participating from the beginning. So we're waiting like a couple more seconds. Oh, I see already some greetings in the chat. Welcome, everyone. Very happy to have you all here. So we have quite a lot of registration for today's, which we are really happy about, and hoping to get some more people in. Some might be a little bit later, but I think we should start the webinar since we have only limited time, 1 hour for today. So I would really love to start, and we'll see if we can put already the presentations in the chat. Maybe it's possible, otherwise you will receive them later. So welcome to everyone of today's seminar, the Waves in the World of Public Employment Service, where we will today explore the Lithuanian labor market and the role of the Lithuanian Employment Information Service. Most of you know me. My name is Nicole Clovis, and I have the pleasure of being the moderator for today's webinar. I'm a consultant here at the World Association of Public Employment Service, and I'm seconded from the Bundesagentur für Arbeit, the German Public Employment Service. And I have my colleague today here, Amandine Monnier. She will take care also of the questions in the chat and for any technicalities and aspects, so that we are running this webinar today very smoothly today. I see a couple of greetings already in the chat. Very warm welcome, bonjour, hola. So wonderful to have you all here. And so just a short explanation so that we all know how to run this webinar and that you all know how to adjust. So we will do this webinar will last for 1 hour, and we will conduct it in English. You have the interpretation button below for French and Spanish options. So please choose your language, click on the globe in the menu bar at the bottom and choose your language that is most convenient for you. And also the session will be recorded, and we will send you later also the recording links for this. So all microphones are muted, as you can see. No cameras are turned on, just to have some saving of all of our, well, how you say that, broadband width. So just to let you know. But for the question and answer session later, please, you can also put your questions already during the webinar into the chat, and anything that you want to know of today's webinar about Lithuanian Public Employment Service of Lithuania, please put your questions in the chat. So, but I want to introduce to you our main speaker of the day. We are very honored to welcome our speaker, Ms. Inga Balna-Nosiena. She's currently the Director of Employment Service under the Ministry of Social Security and Labor of the Republic of Lithuania, and the first Vice Chair of the European PES Network. Inga is an active participating in the preparation of the National Reform Program, aligning it with the EU Employment Strategy and EU 2025, as well as the National Program for the Recovery and Resilience Facility. She has an active participation in the Public Employment Service Network on the EU level, and has provided many opportunities for learning from best practices in other member states in designing and implementing employment, social inclusion, and work-related policies. Inga has held also different roles as Director of the Vilnius Client Department and Head of the Labor Resources Division at the Kaunas Client Department, and her career includes extensive experience in labor market analysis, project management, public procurement, and collaboration with vocational training providers. So I'm very happy. We all are very happy, as we can see that we have lots of participants, to have you today with us, Inga. And I would love to give over to you from here, Inga. We're very happy to hear about what you have to present, and to tell us a little bit about the Public Employment Service and Lithuania itself. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for presenting myself. But dear colleagues and dear partners, actually I'm and my team, we are very pleased and we are very honored to have so many participants joining this webinar, and it's really the honor of this small country of Lithuania to present the public employment service to you. I would like to give you an overview, first of all, about the Lithuania, and I will kindly ask you to watch the short video and to have at least a short look into our small country. Could I ask to present the video, please?
We'll have it running shortly just to figure out just a second. Sorry, we have some troubles with the sound here, but it worked before, so we tried.
But maybe I will proceed with the presentation then, and we can end my presentation with the video. I think not to lose the time, and also not to wait too long also for participants. So let me share my screen, and let me start with the presentation of Lithuanian Public Employment Service. As I said, Lithuania is a small country next to the Baltic Sea, and now at the moment the unemployment rate in the country is 8.8%, and it is above the average of European Union. I would like to welcome you also by saying sveiki. Sveiki, it is hello in Lithuanian language. And for those who don't know it, Lithuanian is one of the oldest surviving languages in the Indo-European family. So it is my pleasure, and it would be my pleasure also for those who are interested in learning languages, in getting to know more languages, to welcome you in Lithuania, and also to introduce this language for you in person. You can see our team and an overview from the bird's eye. We did it this summer. We had the summer festival all together, and this overview gives you also a little bit knowledge how our team works together. So we are united, we are all for one, and if we are developing some strategies, some documents, or when we are elaborating the services, we are doing it all together. And altogether, we have agreed on the strategy for 2022 to 2026. We called the strategy, and the title of the strategy we agreed would be NEOS. It means new. And in the strategy, we decided to focus on four general goals. So the first, and I think all of us in the public employment service, we have the same mission and a very similar vision of our institutions. So the first goal is increase the transition of our job seekers into not only into the employment, but we would like to speak and to encourage people to join the sustainable employment. Another goal is related with our other group of clients. We cannot act alone. So another task is to assist employers in sustainable sourcing their workforce by attracting and filling the vacancies. The second goal is also very important when we speak about the sustainability, when we speak about the skills development and also competences, and we have to be experts and to manage the ecosystem of the employment service partner, and to be sure that every partner gives the input into the provision of the services. The services leads to the efficient service provision, and it is not about the sharing of roles, but it is also about the responsibilities among the partners. And these three tasks and these three goals cannot be achieved without people in the organization, without our staff members. So the capacity building is the last, but also a very important goal, a very important direction we decided to write down and to agree in our NEOS strategy. Lithuania is or used to be famous, but also is still famous in playing basketball. So the national basketball team constantly ranks among the top 10 in the rankings. 12 players, a simple structure. We in the employment service of Lithuanian institution, we have a team providing service day by day, and this team consists of 1,200 employees. So it's more complex, but also structured, well designed, and all of us, we are trying to deliver the efficient services to our job seekers. As the structure, we decided to have three levels of organization. So it is the central department, the central level, which is responsible for the policy development, for the elaboration of the services, for the international relations. We have the communication division, data protection and information security is also very important for us. We are fighting against corruption, so we have this control and also at the central level, and all the central levels, all the divisions and all the parts of the central levels are divided into main groups to administrate the service, to elaborate the service, and to communicate what we are doing for our society, for our community. We have two councils on board. It is the advisory boards. We invited the social partners, trade unions, other ministries and public institutions to help us in the service development and to give us the advice how we could be better. Then we have the regional level of the organization, and on this level we have 5 client departments responsible for the service implementation and service provision in 4 regions of the country. And at the local office we have the frontline staff delivering services to job seekers, employers, and also for young people or school children to prevent the unemployment and to have the guided career planning and career development as well. in all the country. As I told you already, we are 1,200 people, and on the local level, we have 70 divisions delivering services for our Lithuanian people. The set of services, it's increase. The number of the services is increasing year to year, and now the main goal of the Lithuanian public employment service is not only administrate the consequences, so to deliver the services for unemployed people, but also we pay a lot of attention to prevent the unemployment, as I said. And here we have a set of vocational training measures. We have the competence recognition, we have non-formal adult education, and all these services are designed not only for unemployed, but also for those who are still in the labor market, but would like to improve the skills, the qualification, to get better paid job, or to develop the professional career. When it comes to the forecast of the labor market, it is also very important to know about the trends and about the demand of the future skills and activities in Lithuania. And we are also supporting our clients a lot. Dear colleagues, what is changing? Lithuania is changing. Our clients are changing as well. So we can also not be in the position, or we cannot stay stable with our services. We have also to change in this global market, and also every challenge gives us the opportunity to be better, to introduce more services, to check whether our services and our activities are still needed, and also to ask our client what would be the more efficient service, what would be the better service for them. And we can discuss about a lot of technological things, about the artificial intelligence. For instance, will it destroy the jobs, or will it in opposite create the opportunities and the jobs? So I think the answer we do not know precisely, but I believe, and I am pretty sure that the artificial intelligence can guide us and can help us a lot. But the people should be also very important, and no one should be left behind in this global and changing technological world. What we are doing now, and what our challenges, what our directions in Lithuania. As I said, it is very important not only to deliver the services for unemployed people, but also to prevent the unemployment, or to deliver the service for the high qualified, high skilled employees. And we decided to introduce 2 years ago new service. It is recruitment service for highly skilled employees. We have a team, and this team is delivering services country wide, and is responsible for recognition of the skills, recognition of the competences, and also in some moments, in some practices, we are doing a little bit more than before. We are also doing the head hunting. It is a new service in Lithuania, and you can ask me if it is not the competition with the private agencies also doing the recruitment services, and my answer would be no. We are partners and we have the same goal to deliver the service, to employ everyone, and to give the possibility for everyone to be sustainable in the labor market, to be recognized in the labor market, and to be professional in it. One of our new services, it is one-stop shop when it comes to regional career centers. And here I would like to thank our colleagues from Belgium, from Estonia. We studied the existing practice also from Croatia as well. And we elaborated the concept of our regional career centers. And with the goal that we are open, everybody is invited, undepending if it is a skilled worker changing their career, if it is a young person who needs a little bit more advice about the future skills, future occupations, and also studies. In our regional career centers, we have not only the career guidance and not only the career advice, but we have a very close cooperation with our employers. And we are organizing the shadowing activities for those who are unemployed for a longer period of time and need more support to get the knowledge about the company, about the concrete work position, and about the concrete working space as well. For the vocational training, we have decided that every person is responsible for the decision. We can guide, but we cannot take decision instead of our client. And what can be more objective and what can be more public as the dashboard. So we have introduced the dashboard on our web page, and when you if you would open this dashboard, you will see the information about all vocational training providers. You will see the efficiency, so how the salary is changing after the qualification, how many people were employed, and also you can read the feedbacks of our clients who attended the vocational training. Recognition of skills and competences, we discuss a lot now on what we should focus more on the formal retraining and upskilling process, or we should be also very fast, we should adapt very fast, and we wanted to introduce a new measure. So if somebody has the work experience, or if somebody has some informal skills and competences, our counselors will assist, will help the client to go to the license center and to get the service of recognition of skills and competences. To compare with the traditional vocational training process, this process is cheaper for the state. This is more fast, so the companies can have the labor force faster than after the ordinary process, and also the employers, the companies participate in this process, so they can say if the skills and the competencies are in line with the concrete technology, with the concrete position in the company. And for 2 years, we are focusing more on green and digital programs, as it is also the priority of Lithuania set by our government. So when we guide our clients towards the future skills and occupations, we always have in mind the priority on green and digital transformation. As I said, for Lithuanian Public Employment Service, it is very important to become a lifelong learning hub and to be open for everyone, offering resources and programs for continuous upskilling and reskilling. Just to introduce shortly our dashboard for vocational training effectiveness. It is based on Power BI. It is very user-friendly and evidence-based. I think nowadays we have a lot of data. So also our decision should be data-driven, and our decision should be based on today's data. We cannot analyze the data in the past anymore, and we have the option and the possibility to base our decisions on today's data. It is important not only for our clients, but it is extremely important also for our state. Yeah, we have a very famous young guy, Aurimas is his name, and he rode across the Atlantic Ocean in 2023. The goal of this guy was to present the small country of Lithuania to the world. But if he were looking for the job, our public employment service, our PES, would have also something to offer. As I said, now the main direction, it is career counseling, but also it is the recruitment of high qualified and skilled individuals, taking into account individual demands, individual competences, and individual needs. Yeah, the main activities of our highly skilled talent recruitment department, it is to find the talent and to be recognized partner for employers. So what we do, we are clarifying the needs, we are evaluating and assessing the gained skills and competences of previous position. We are identifying a candidate's potential using different technologies and tools. And what is very important now, after every service, we try to give the feedback to all the parts of the process, the client, our staff member, and the employer. And this process goes from the start to the finish until the client is integrated sustainable into the labor market, not only got a job. Yeah, by identifying validating skills, we have the possibility to support career advice, addressing the needs of a dynamic labor market. We are becoming more and more important in the lifelong learning process. We are promoting many forms of vocational training, improving the individual's skills and competences. It helps us to be efficient, to be recognized, and also it motivates our staff members because if we are recognized employment partners in the labor market, we are ready to support people. It brings the satisfaction and also the self confidence of our staff. For those who cannot join the labor market or whose skills are not in line with the demand for now, we are offering the complex educational pathways. And we say in which vocational training model or in which vocational training program the skills needed could be improved or gained. One-stop shop is for, as I said, for all target groups. It is for students. It is we can focus on training and retraining. We can guide our clients towards the priorities of the Lithuanian government, of the country priorities. We can be an advisor also in the whole country when it comes to the highly qualified counseling services and also when it comes to the top job positions in the country. We are open for everyone without any bureaucracy, without any registration. And this one-stop shop is also a stop for our partners, universities, colleges, employers, trade unions, municipalities, and others. Yeah. 95% of public sector services are now digitalized in Lithuania. So we have also a goal, and also we have a set of activities towards the digitalization of our services. But as I said, we cannot digitalize we can digitalize every single service, but we have to have in mind that not every people, not all the clients can use the digital services. So it's important to have also people, our staff members, who could advise this target group of clients. Last year, we introduced the virtual assistant. Emma is her name. Emma provides the counseling and answers to the questions when it comes to vocational training possibilities, registration, and introduction of all services of Lithuanian Public Employment Service. The name Emma was discussed and selected also by us, by our team, and it means empathetic, polite, and open. One of our priorities, it is external and internal communication. We use the different forms to communicate the activities, to introduce our new processes to our staff, but also we have up to 3 communication messages per week to our people, to our society, introducing the service, asking for the demand of new service, and also asking for the cooperation in the development of the service. In the central office, we have a video room, and we offer to our staff members the video messages. We are doing it by ourselves, but also on this slide, you can see the interview with the Minister of Social Security and Labor, discussing with our colleague. You can see other researches. You can see the guest invited to introduce any important topic. We have a tradition of singing the national anthem every year on July 6th, regardless of which country you live in. So it is also another goal and another direction. We have a lot of activities and we are involved into the emigration processes of Lithuania, and the public employment service of Lithuania introduces a lot of activities towards our diaspora. The main focus is to get everyone back in the aging society, and for the small country of Lithuania, every single person is needed, and we invite them to come back. For the basic questions, we use the call center, and also we have the plans to develop the call center and introduce the counseling using artificial intelligence, and to help our people to be concentrated more on the face-to-face service delivery, not on simple or answering the simple and basic questions. We left it to the call center and to the robots. And at the end of the presentation, my key takeaway would be positive return migration is important for the country labor market, which is facing labor shortages, lack of skilled workers, development of regions, implementation of innovative ideas, and of course, it changes the culture of work. It was my presentation. Thank you for listening. In Lithuanian, it would be ačiū for your attention. And now I will stop the screen sharing, and I would kindly ask the moderators if we have at least a few minutes left for the video film.
Thank you so much, Inga. Yes, we still have a really couple of minutes left. So we have 20 minutes left. So I'm also asking all participants to drop their questions in the chat so that we have also some time to discuss and to answer. We have already some questions received, but we would like to see first if the video would be running. So that gives a little bit time for everyone to think about their questions. And let's see if it works. Amandine, my colleague, is trying. Otherwise, I will try to have the video running, because that should be also very enriching to everyone.
Over 2,000 years before Christ, the Baltic tribes occupied the lands of the current Baltic states. These Baltic people traded amber with the Romans and then fought the Vikings. In those times, only one small tribe was known as Lithuanians, but it was this tribe that consolidated the majority of the other tribes. This process accelerated under Grand Duke Mindaugas, who became a Christian, received the crown from the Pope, and became the first and the only king of Lithuania in 1253. After his death, the Grand Duchy of Lithuania fell back to pagan ways, leading to a centuries-long conflict with the Teutonic Knights. In the 14th century, ruled by Grand Duke Vytautas, Lithuania became the largest country in Europe, stretching from the Baltic to the Black Sea. In the 16th century, a new threat came from the east, with Moscow rapidly gaining power. In response, Lithuania and Poland formed a commonwealth in 1869. However, the Commonwealth lost a series of wars, and in the late 18th century, the country was divided among the three superpowers of those times, with the main Lithuanian lands falling under Russian control. Initially, Lithuania was occupied by the Soviet Union, then the Nazi Germany, but eventually fell back to the hands of the Soviet Union again. In this era, hundreds of thousands of people were killed or expelled to Siberia in cattle carriages. The Soviet occupation lasted for 45 years and only ended in 1990. A massive independence movement was established and made it clear that not even the Soviet machine was able to suppress the Baltic people's will for freedom. One of the biggest achievements of the independence movement was called the Baltic Way, which was a peaceful political demonstration organized in 1989, when 2 million people joined hands, forming a 600-kilometer-long human chain through the Baltic countries, thus demonstrating unity in their efforts towards freedom. Finally, on the 11th of March 1990, Lithuania became the first Soviet-controlled territory to restore independence and has been a fast-growing country for the last 28 years. We are disputably known to be the geographical center of Europe. Sorry, Poland and Ukraine, you guys haven't built a memorial for the center of Europe, so I guess we are the center now. Right here. Yes. And we are absolutely crazy about basketball. Most young kids try themselves out playing basketball, and some of them grow up to be great players, like Arvydas Sabonis, Žydrūnas Ilgauskas, and Jonas Valanciunas.
Vesely, up fake, strong move!
Even the Soviet Union's national basketball team at one point was comprised of 4 out of 5 Lithuanian starting players, and we are one of the only 3 teams in the world that have beat the United States at the Olympics after 1990.
Foul, Odom. And the United States has lost to Lithuania.
A tiny country of 3 million people no one knows about beat the United States of America at the Olympics? Oh, that must have hurt, bro. Lithuania boasts 4 very distinct seasons. Autumn, when it's raining all the time. Winter, when you pray you won't freeze to death today. Spring, when the nature comes alive with the most magnificent colors. And summer, when everyone's out on the beach trying to soak up enough sun for the whole year. Spoiler alert, it never works out. Ooh, yeah. We have tons of lush forests, countless huge lakes, and magnificent coastal dunes.
So, dear colleagues, welcome to Lithuania.
Thank you so much, Inga. Thank you so much for showing the video. It really, I think, raises I'm sorry, I forgot the word. Sometimes not easy to communicate in English, also for me. But no, it's really like it looks really, really interesting, and many people might want to go now and to come visit Vilnius and Lithuania, and just to see really. And what I keep in my mind is really the basketball. So that was really depicted very nicely. So also thank you so much. And I think we have really a couple questions within the chat, and which we would like to discuss a little bit more, because we still have a couple minutes left. And like I said, those that will not be answered today will be sent to you also then in written form. So I have received one interesting question from Bruno, and he asks, could you highlight an aspect, a specific strength of your public employment service, which would be your trademark as a PES within Europe?
Yeah, I think we are open for the change. We are very fast acting, when it comes also to the dynamics of the global market, but also when it comes to the needs. And as the example of this fast reaction, I can give you two examples done by my team. The first one was the management of the COVID measures. After the beginning of the COVID period, we were invited to manage the subsidies for the job seekers and for the employers, for the businesses as well. And many organizations, at least more than 10 organizations, were responsible for the payments, for the agreements and whatever. But only the public Lithuanian service with the same number of staff members could introduce and could start the payments in 1 week. We amended our IT tools. We amended our communication strategy. We introduced the measures very fast. We rearranged the activities of our call center. And I think the crisis management, the resilience, the willingness to change, it is the key success factors leading us to be also recognized partners in our public employment service network of Europe. And another example I am extremely proud about, it was the beginning of the war in Ukraine. And after 1 day, the colleagues called me and said, Inga, we are ready to deliver the service without any breaks. 7 days, 24 hours. In the registration centers, in our call centers, we are ready to volunteer, we are ready to help, we are ready to be first who are meeting the people and who are organizing the employment of people coming to Lithuania. In 1 week, we collected more than 500 companies, introducing about 2,000 job vacancies for the refugees coming from Ukraine. So I think it is really what we are proud about, what we are very proud about. And the openness of the team is the most engine of our organization. The motivation, the willingness to be a part of the team, and evidence-based activities that we are a real team.
Thank you so much, Inga, for answering this really much in depth. I understand that the COVID management and helping the refugees was really something where you needed to adapt and rearrange the public employment service. Thank you so much for answering this. I have another question here, which could be also interesting. And I think this goes back to the highly skilled talents recruitment department, where you talked about the selection, where the team provides high quality recruitment mediation services. So this comes from Stefan, and he asked, what does this change mean in terms of the tools and technologies that you use? Do you have to adapt or expand the existing system for the future orientation and services?
Yeah, we had to adapt and also to elaborate new methodologies and to amend our tools used. And also, but the main factor and the main change was made in the capacity building. So usually when it comes to the moderation or mediation service and to our mediators, to our counselors, we are doing job proposals according to the need of the labor market. This is the opposite approach. We have the talent and we are looking for the job position for each individual. So we had also to amend our KPIs. We had to amend the capacity to train our staff and to change our competences of the staff. Let's say to do the recruitment process and to select the most suitable candidates with a nice introduction, with a nice presentation of the best 3 potential candidates to the company. Writing the report, having the IT tools for the skills assessment, for the competence assessment, and so on.
Thank you so much, Inga. So I understand that meant a lot of capacity building, HR-related external and internal communication, training your staff, which is the main pillar for a well-running public employment service, yeah. I understand, yeah?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, yeah. I have another question also from Ulf, and he's asking, I'm interested to hear about how does the Lithuanian Public Employment Service plan to ensure continuous adaptation of its strategies to keep it up with the rapid technological advancement and labor market shift. It goes a little bit with that question, but maybe you could elaborate a little bit further on that.
Yeah, I think the advantage of our institution that we are small. So, and our strategy is also not elaborated and just written and put on the table, but we do understand that it cannot be without any amendments and changes. So annually, we invite our partners, the employer organizations, the educational providers, and also our policy makers to agree on the next steps and on the next priorities. And after it, we are discussing how to elaborate directions, how to elaborate activities which could be sustainable also for several years, let's say, and now we are programming our new IT system, and we are also asking our programmers, our IT support, IT providers, what will be the next step. So I think the flexibility and the adaptation, it is the main engine. And we have to think not what we need now and today, but also what is our future in the technology, in the future skills, competences, and so on. So I would highlight the flexibility, the regular revision of the strategical directions, and also, again, asking for the feedback if the service we introduced is still needed by our clients, by our society.
So I understand that this is really like a very holistic approach, so involving the employers, policymakers, clients, IT department, IT providers, and then getting the feedback in the end. So thank you so much, yeah. Inga. Yeah, so is this a webinar also within a very global community within the World Association of Public Employment Services? I would be also very interested in terms of international cooperation. So maybe you can tell us a little bit more about how the Lithuanian Public Employment Service, what's the geographical scope and the priorities in terms of international cooperation are, which regions, for example, would be the primary focus, and what are your strategic objectives?
Yeah, so the international cooperation and the international partnership is very important to learn and to have a set of best practices we can use. At the moment, we we always have ongoing international projects to develop the capacity building, to elaborate new services, for instance, together with Malta, Croatia, and other countries. We elaborated a great methodology for needs towards the green and competence, skills and competences, and towards the digital economy. Now we are again focusing with our international partners on long-term unemployed people, and also on the activities and services in the municipalities, services for our returnees, for our diaspora, but also the Eastern Partnership. We have a very close cooperation with the Eastern countries. When we have the study visits, when we can see how the activities can be developed, how the services can be elaborated. And we are really using all these results, all these outcomes for, let's say, self-analysis and for the improvement of our services. We have the division of the innovations and the strategy, and we are piloting the new approaches, new practices, and only then we are introducing these practices and pilots to the whole organization of Lithuania. So we are really open for every partnership. We are really open for new networks of international cooperation. We have a very great networking, not only on the European level, but also we have a network of Baltic countries. And for many, many years, at least 3 times or even 4 times per year, we are meeting on different levels, the central, regional, local, and we are sharing the practices, we are introducing the practices. So I would also take the opportunity and I would like kindly invite the partners, new partners, also to cooperate and to learn from each other. Without the external partnership, without the international activities, I think we can not proceed any longer. It is very important for the institutional development.
Yeah, thank you so much, Inga. That is very well said, because this is what we really that's also why we did this this webinar today, really to spread the word and to reach out to you and to learn from you and to learn from each other, really within the scope of public employment service partners, private providers. So that's really something where we need to focus and become a little bit different perspectives. So that's what we really is the intention also of these webinars. And thank you so much for giving really an in-depth view on your country, but also on the public employment service. I think we still have a couple questions in the chat, but due to time constraints, we will not be able to answer them anymore. But like I said, we will send you these answers. I will get in contact with Inga, our team, with their team, and then we will have the answers in written form, and we'll send them to you as you all register, and we will send them to your email address. So I would thank to everyone really for taking part in this online webinar today. I'm very glad that we had so many participants today. I think this really topped any former webinar, which isn't to say that they weren't interesting, but I'm really happy that this raised a lot of interest amongst the community, WAVES partners, and really with the members. So I'm very happy to see that, and very warm thank you to Inga and her colleagues Saida and Ivaras for their support and the enriching presentation today. Also, very big thank you to my colleague Amandine that is sitting here beside me and assisting me really with all the technical support and does an excellent job here. So we're always sweating that this is running, and very happy to have you with us. I also posted in the chat the next upcoming webinars that we will be holding for this year. As well, we are very advanced already in the year. So Cambodia will be presenting on the 6th of November, and then we have our colleagues from Japan on the 3rd of December. Please register if you haven't done so, and if you're interested in hearing more on this. And also we are planning couple of webinars for next year, so we hope we can continue with this. And we have reached out to several of our members, but this is really a call also for contribution. If you would like to present your country, if we have some members today with us here, which I have seen, of course, then please, this is the opportunity to do so in Spanish, French, or English. So we have all working languages available here within the Secretariat. So really, please send us a message, and we will get in contact with you. But before we're leaving, I would, as always, I would like you also to raise awareness that there will be a satisfaction survey in the end, which would be great if you could fill it out, because it's really, really very valuable for us in improving the quality of our webinars. We have sent you for the last feedbacks also the presentations in all the 3 languages, so it really helps us to improve. So thank you so much. Day afternoon, so I don't know where you're located, but thank you so much, and hope to see you in our next webinars. Bye-bye.